What's up, guys? So welcome to the money mindset video. It's going to be a very simple video, straight to the point. Like I said at the beginning of this, it's everything that I got within those 6 months of written data, obviously with the years as well. Everything is going to be very simple, very straight to the point, very compact. We're not going to go on any extensive examples, any extensive reason. Everything's going to be straight to the point. This is what it is. And then so you guys get the information and apply it and don't get this bombarded of information. So everything's going to be very simple for you guys. So let's start off with society doesn't want us to be rich, right? So we aren't properly within this money mindset because maybe to some of us, $5,000 is a lot, whether it be a week, a month, a year, whatever the case is. So we need to understand what is money and how it works. This is very essential, not only to trading, but then to life as well. We all have different money mindset and different goals. Some people rather have the cars, other people rather travel the world month in, month out of different countries without really reporting to any job, doing everything strictly from the internet. We all choose to be and make what we want. Some people think $5,000 is enough and they are happy with that. And that's perfectly fine, because if they get access to $10,000, they probably won't know how to manage it. And then they tend to blow it or tend to not really understand what to do with it. That's what happens within the trading world. People tend to trade these big accounts such as 50K, 100Ks, and then they tend to make more money than they make in their job. Let's say they're making at their job $5,000, and then they somehow make 15-20% on these trading accounts, and then they tend to give these profits back simply because they don't understand the money mindset. They don't understand that just because you're making $5,000 a month and then now you're making this $20,000 on these trading accounts, that doesn't mean that that's a lot. It's just simply percentage on the account, because people are tied to the dollar value of the account, and that's why they tend to give this money back, just simply because they don't know how to manage it and understand the numbers behind it. Money is just numbers on a screen. You need to learn how to transfer money from one screen to the other screen, which is your bank account. That's it. You can't get attached to the dollar amount that is on the screen. It's strictly percentages of what the account size is. If you don't adapt this money mindset, this is where people tend to give their money back. So let's say, for example, you're managing a $100,000 account, which is very easy access to have with all of these funding companies out there. And let's say you're up 4 or 5%, right? So that means you're up $4,000 or $5,000, but your take profit is a 1 to 6, 1 to 7, or let's say you're risking 2%, and then your take profit would have given you, let's say, $10,000, which and the account, it's only 10%. But simply because you see $5,000 on the screen, you're like, okay, that's more than I make a month at my job. I need to close a trade. I'm okay with that, which is fine. Some people are okay with only making those $5,000, but realistically, you have now just messed the whole trade up because you didn't let it ride to your take profit. The markets doesn't care that you're only taking $5,000. They don't even know that you're doing that. If you let it ride to your take profit and you make $15,000, $20,000, it's okay. That's what the trade was meant to do. You cannot be emotionally attached to the dollar amount on the screen. You need to look at it as just strictly percentage based, because anything more than $5,000 to you seems unrealistic, or you don't feel like you deserve it simply because you're doing it on a computer, sitting down, and you're not doing the labor work that you would be doing at your regular job. So just because it seems unrealistic, you tend to close your trader like, okay, I'm good, I don't want any more. Well, this tends to mess traders up because you limit yourself, not only money-wise, but as well trade-wise, and then you don't get the whole full trade and it messes with your P&L. There's many reasons why you probably believe that this $5,000 is a lot. Probably because it's more money than you make at your job, or simply because of the people you surround yourself with. And this is something that I struggled with at the beginning a lot, simply because to them, $5,000 extra is something unrealistic, especially on the internet or something that is done on the computer without any labor work. And this is something that can very, very crush not only what you're working for, but you're trading, just simply because you have them behind your ear telling you that's a lot of money, take it, run, don't do it again, you got lucky. So this is something that tends to also bash traders, because they listen to the people that don't understand in the business and the financial industry they're in, which, let's be realistic, guys, $5,000 isn't really much. You can go out to any of these funding companies and simply with $100, they give you access to $5,000. You just have to show them that you're good at trading. So that just shows you the leverage there is in this business. We are in the business of money. So we need to understand and be comfortable with money, not look at it as dollars or money, look at it as percentages. If you're attached to the dollar itself, then you will be emotionally moved around, right? You need to be stuck percentages on what the account is. All right, guys, so here I have some questions I want you guys to read with me. I want you guys to physically write them down, answer them, highlight it, do whatever you got to do. Put the date on the top right, top left corner, put it in a folder, and then it's going to be added to the other ones we have throughout the video. And you're going to see the progression of how your answers are going to change. So, how many sources of income do you currently have? Why don't you have more? If you have multiple sources, let's say 2, for example, how I had working at Dunkin' Donuts and then working at the fair, or are you working for the money, or is the money working for you? Do you have good money management in real life? What do you do when you deposit the money? You spend it, save it, or invest it? Do you set realistic goals such as cars, houses, luxuries, or do you settle unhappy with what you have? We all have a different definition of happiness. To some people, cars, houses, luxuries mean happiness to them. To other people, they just simply want to travel the world, be all over the Maldives, all over Europe without really looking to go into a job. Everything is strictly from the computer and they don't have to report to anybody. And they don't really care for none of this materialistic stuff. They rather live it up. Other people believe that this is for them living it up. We all have a different definition of what that is. So I want you guys to answer these questions and then I'm going to explain to you guys what this means. So pause the video and go ahead. All right, so here we have the money rule. Some of you guys are probably wondering, what the hell is this? It's going to be very, very simple. So this is a 30-30-30-10 rule. So 100% of your income needs to be divided. You can't just get $100 and then completely blow it the 100. You need to somehow break it down into whatever it is that you're going to do. So 30% of your income needs to go to residual expenses, whether it be car, house, insurance, food, things that you know that are going to come mandatory every single month, right? So that is 30% of your income. The other 30% of your income needs to go to savings for a rainy day, just in case if another pandemic hits or whatever the case is. You always need to have money ready to go just in case if anything happens. Your other 30% is to invest mandatory, because if you don't invest your money, it's not growing, it's not doing anything. And if you just throw it in there with the money that you're saving, you're going to end up spending it, or it's going to be accumulated, not doing anything for you. And then you have your final 10%, which is the money that you spend. It's the money you spend on clothes, going out to on the weekends, parties, whatever the case is. And it might not seem like a lot, but this is all you have, because this right here doesn't make you money. This just simply makes you lose money. What makes you money are both of these right here, and that's why they're the majority. So you need to mandatory invest 30%, whether it be into a crypto, a stock, into whatever the case is. You invest the money into something so it's working for you, and that already does bring you another source of income, and you're not only relying on one source. Remember, in order for things in your life to change, you need to change things in your life. So this is something that needs to change in your life in order for things in your life to change. You need to apply this money rule in order for it to work out. Maybe some of you guys have to move it around a little bit. Maybe here you have to put 40%, and then here you have to put 20, whatever the case is, but you need to get your money managed under control, because if not, your money is just going to keep going out the window and it never grows, and you're stuck within this spiral. So an analogy that I mean by getting into this money mindset and how society basically kind of just sabotages it from the get-go. It's pretty much when you get one of these corporate jobs, or any job realistically, is for the next 15-20 years you're stuck around the same payroll, or if anything it goes up a little bit. So let's say you would go to the gym, and then for the next 15 years in the gym, all you would hit is 8 sets of 20 pounds in the bench for the next 15 years. Don't you think within the next 15 years you would gain some strength, and then you would be able to get more weight for what you have worked for? Well, this is what a job does. A job basically just limits you to only those 20 pounds. And then when you throw on a 25 or a 30, you tend to be unstable and you feel unsafe. You don't know how to manage it, because that's what you've been doing for the past 15 years. You're not used to this type of weight, and then you don't know how to manage it. Well, when it comes to this trading world and then all these other sources of income, trading, there's no limits. Every single year you go up, not only in what you make, but in what you learn. So you tend to push that bar up every single year. You go from 1 year to 20 pounds to then 25 and then 30. And then by the time you know it, 5 years down the line, what you would have been making in 15 years, you would be making within that 1 year, because you are consistently working for yourself and for what you have to go for yourself. So again, this money management rule is a must. And we're going to get into more detail now into the charts, how this is going to make much more sense. But you guys need to get your real money first, so that when you guys get these trading profits, you don't get them and blow them. And then you come back into the market wanting to get the money back the same day so you can do it again. And then you just enter this spiral that it's never ending. So now we're going to go into the next video, which is procrastination. So I'll see you guys there.